Do you think the Eagles should bring back Nick Foles?
No. I think his time has passed. Me personally, I mean, listen, how old is Nick Foles right now? Let me look this up. He's 32 years of age, so you would think that he's got a lot of time, and I understand that. He's been relatively fragile for the most part. He's not a guy that you want to place the franchise on his shoulders. Now, I know what the thinking is. Jalen Hurts is that dude. Nick Foles is there as a security blanket, a backup in the event that Jalen Hurts is not working or he gets hurt. I understand that thinking. But if you're going to move in a different direction, move in a different direction. Last time I checked, we talked about a multitude of problems that the Philadelphia Eagles have had. You yourself, Max, has alluded to their offensive line troubles and what have you. We know that they're expected to get receivers. They just lost Deshaun Jackson to the Los Angeles Rams. He's a free agent. He went over to the Los Angeles Rams after they released him in February. We just look at Rager right now, and that's pretty much what you have. And so when you look at it from that perspective and you're thinking about the direction that they're going in as a franchise, there's too many question marks. They didn't run the football nearly as much as they should with Sanders and Scott. We understand that. Wide receivers is question mark. Your offensive line, it's a question mark. Your new coach, from a schematic perspective, that's a question mark, even though he came from Indianapolis. So I look at all of these things going on right now with the Philadelphia Eagles. That's not an ideal situation for Nick Foles to walk into. Nick Foles needs to walk into a situation where you're a credible team in a playoff hunt, potentially competing for a championship. You're at least good at all of those requisite positions, running back, wide receiver, offensive line. Things have to be, to some degree, ideal for him. I don't view that to be the case with the Philadelphia Eagles. I think a legitimate argument could be made that they're going to finish in last place next season. Dak is expected to come back with the Cowboys. We love the job that Joe Judge did with the New York Giants, and Saquon Barkley is going to be back, and they just picked up that kid Galladay from Detroit. Now you've got the Washington Redskins. We know their defense is elite. We get all of that. The Washington team. I apologize. The Washington team. And so when we look at it from that perspective, I'm just saying, excuse me, you can literally sit here and make a legitimate argument and the Philadelphia Eagles could end up being in last place because of all the parts around the quarterback. This is not an indictment against Nick Foles. I'm just saying, based on his resume, his history of durability or lack thereof, my attitude is it's not an ideal situation for him to walk into. This is not what it was years ago when you had Carson Wentz as the starter and you had a Super Bowl contender as a roster that you had to work with. That is not what's going on in Philadelphia right now. I don't think that would be a good situation for Nick Foles.
I think it'd probably be a pretty good idea for the Eagles. I mean, you're not going to enter the season with one quarterback. You need a backup quarterback. And if you give the job to Jalen Hurts, that's fine. But why not bring back Nick Foles? Nick Foles' issue with the Bears, I think, period, it's not about the weapons he has. It's about whether or not he's protected. He's not a mobile quarterback. He's not the kind of guy whose talent is going to overcome no offensive line, and the Bears didn't have one, and so he was bad. He's the kind of guy where if you can protect him, he can throw the ball deep, and he can do it under pressure, and he can get teammates to want to play with him and for him. That's the kind of guy. He can also act as a mentor to a young quarterback because he's not going to start a quarterback controversy. He's not going to release anything to the press the day, that Jalen Hurts has to start about how he wants out of town, the way Carson Wentz did. Let me mention something about Nick Foles, who I've loved since he was at Arizona, right? And everyone was talking about back then, obviously, Andrew Luck and Barkley in the Pac-12 at the time. And I watched Nick Foles carve SC up and thought, wait a minute. And Osweiler, because he was tall at Arizona State, Foles is a sharp, he was really threading the needle. And then he gets to the Eagles, and Stephen A., if you take out his rookie year, his rookie
Nick
year.
Foles?
Yeah, take out his rookie year with the Eagles. Take out his rookie year with the Eagles.
I thought you were saying period, because I was like, I don't hold against him his time with Jeff Fisher.
No, right.
Right.
Take out his rookie. Not in St. Louis. I mean, take out his rookie year with the Eagles. Nick Foles had a season of 27 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. If you look at his quarterback win-loss record with the Eagles, it's 3-1. It's 24-8 if you take out the rookie year and add the playoffs. Even if you add the rookie year, it's about 2-1, 25-13, I believe it is. I just did the math. Nick Foles wins 3 times as much as he loses since his rookie season with the Eagles, but you have to protect him. When you protect him, he can be an effective quarterback who won't start a quarterback controversy, who will mentor a young guy, and who can catch fire if the young guy goes down at any point or falters and the team is in contention. I understand it for the Eagles.
You can understand it. I don't think you should approve of it because the Eagles are not what they used to be. let's face reality. When have the Eagles ever appeared to be dysfunctional? I would remind you, Max Kellerman, that at the end of the season, you called for the head coach and the GM, Howie Roseman, to be gone.
And the quarterback.
You know what I'm saying? And the quarterback to be gone. 2 of them you succeeded with. 1 of them stuck around in Howie Roseman. You've had serious questions about leadership coming up from the top as it pertains to Jeffrey Lurie because of what he allowed Carson Wentz to become from a personality perspective. We look at the roster itself. It's questionable. And as a result of that, you're going to invite Nick Foles back into that? I don't think so. Well, I really don't.
I'll say one
that's
thing
the way
about
to
the
go.
Eagles. A lot of problems with the offensive line. And they get Brandon Brooks and Lane Johnson back. And if those guys stay healthy and you add 2 offensive linemen like that, they get another offense. They're like most of their offensive line should be healthy this year. You add that to the Eagles, that's the whole shooting match for Nick Foles. And I think that they're in. Look, I agree with you. At this moment, you want me to order them in the standings? Eagles last place. Probably last place.
Right.
In the NFC East.
Yeah. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.